Hi, Arcfieldweather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday morning, July the 10th. Very wet weekend in much of the Mid-Atlantic region. There were downpours really on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Many of the storms produced as much as 4, 5, 6 inches of rain. There were slow-moving cells on Friday and Saturday, dumping a lot of rain over specific areas. And then on Sunday, a lot of training took place where there were showers and thunderstorms really moving over the same place over an extended period of time. Much different air mass has moved in on the heels of that wet weekend into the Mid-Atlantic region, with certainly with lower humidity levels and noticeable drop in humidity in the overnight hours, and be basically comfortably warm over the next few days, with definitely the weather settled down compared to the past weekend. There can be some isolated showers and thunderstorms this afternoon, but probably rain-free on Tuesday and Wednesday in the Mid-Atlantic region. Probably the biggest story weather-wise across the nation over the next several days will be the ridge popping in the western part of the U.S. They haven't had a real extended period of hot, dry weather, but it looks like it's on the way. By the way, the tropical scene right now is still very quiet in the Atlantic basin, even though we're getting later and later into the tropical season. This is the current 5-day mean 500 millibar height anomaly pattern here, as depicted by last night's ensemble run of the GFS. And here is that high pressure area now starting to show up across the southwestern states. Meanwhile, strong low pressure trough sitting over the north central part of the U.S. So in this part of the nation, looks like the next several days will be comfortable temperatures. But out west, that is where the heat is going to start to really build up, and a continuation of dry conditions across the southwest. Let's now, in fact, move forward here. Again, this starts off here with the current 5-day period. We'll move forward days 2 to 6, 3 to 7, all the way out to 4 to 8, 5 to 9, and days 6 to 10. And here we go. We still have that ridge basically sitting over the Four Corners region here. This will be, again, a very hot, dry weather pattern for the southwest U.S., but still some semblance of that upper level trough here all the way out to the middle of the month. This is now for the period July 15th to July 20th. As long as you have that upper level low sitting here, you will not have any kind of an extended heat wave in this part of the nation. But out in the west, maybe a different story. Certainly in the next week to 2 weeks, look hot and dry out across the western U.S., with the real focus of that heat and dry pattern in the southwestern states. Well, this is the 10-day forecast map from last night's operational run of the GFS. And again, basically dry weather pattern here out in the southwestern states. A little bit of moisture across central and eastern Arizona and New Mexico. But again, as has been the case, much of the rainfall across the nation will be in the eastern half of the U.S., with a significant amount across some of the interior northeastern states. By the way, Seattle hosts the Home Run Derby tonight, the All-Star Game tomorrow night. Temperatures look spectacular for both events. Highs over the next 2 days, today and tomorrow, in Seattle in the 70s. Overnight lows in the 50s, and very likely rain-free conditions. Again, the Home Run Derby tonight, the All-Star Game tomorrow night. I believe that's at T-Mobile Park in Seattle. Well, let's wrap up with the surface forecast maps from last night's operational run of the GFS. There can be a shower or thunderstorm today all the way down into the Mid-Atlantic region, but they certainly will be more isolated compared to the last couple of days. And again, lower humidity. The air mass that is in place right now, with an increasing north to northwest wind in the Mid-Atlantic region, certainly lower dew points than what we experienced over the past several days. And comfortably warm, still highs maybe the low to mid 80s today. DC, Philadelphia, New York City. Again, maybe an isolated shower or a thunderstorm. A more significant rain today, by the way, up across interior New England, the northeastern states. They'll have some more significant shower and thunderstorm activity until they dry out. And here we go into Tuesday. Much of the Mid-Atlantic region, Great Lakes, Tennessee Valley will be rain-free not only Tuesday but Wednesday as well. Then we get into the latter stages of the work week. Here we are now by the time we get to Thursday, and notice a little bit of a low level flow of air starts to develop out of the southwest, blowing air from the Gulf of Mexico back into the mid-Atlantic northeast U.S. This is when the humidity will begin to build back up, certainly noticeable by the time we get to Thursday, and with that increase in humidity in the eastern third of the nation will come an increasing chance of showers and thunderstorms. And some of these storms in this part of the nation could be strong to severe by the time we get to Wednesday night, Thursday. Again, right here, there'll be quite a boundary zone. So we'll have to watch for that later in the week. We'll go out a couple more days, and again, an increasing chance of showers and thunderstorms during the second half of this work week across the eastern half of the nation. Here it is, the Friday morning forecast map. But notice, out in the west, just kind of a thermal low sitting over the Four Corners region, and we know there's going to be that upper level high, hot, dry weather. Probably the biggest story of the week across the nation out in the western U.S. Again, a hot, dry weather pattern setting up, especially for the southwestern states. That's it for now. For ArcfieldWeather.com, this has been meteorologist Paul Dorian.